Great news! If you're thinking about buying a home, I have some great news for you. Even though it's still a seller's market, things seem to be moderating a little bit and it's not as much of a frenzy of a seller's market, and that's good news for you. Gone are the days of feeling like you have to waive contingency or pay ridiculously over asking price just to get your offer considered. Here are some things that can help you with your negotiation power in trying to buy a house. The intensity of buyer demand and bidding wars seems to be easing throughout the remainder of the year. So if the bidding wars were your biggest factor in not moving forward with purchasing a home, consider this. We have the return of contingencies. Well, what that means, over the past 2 years, more buyers were willing to skip important items in the process of buying a home, like an inspection or an appraisal. You had to waive those items in order to get an offer considered. The latest data from the National Association of Realtors shows the percentage of buyers waiving their home inspection and appraisal is declining. And here's a recent survey from Realtor.com. According to their August study, 95% of sellers reported buyers requested a home inspection, and 67% of sellers negotiated with buyers on repairs as a result of the inspection findings. This shows that buyers are regaining some of their leverage in order to be able to get an offer accepted in purchasing a home. And also, sellers are more willing to help with closing costs. Generally, closing costs range between 2 and 5% of the purchase price for your home. Before the pandemic, it was a very common practice for sellers to pay for some or even all of the closing costs for a buyer to be able to make the deal work out. A recent article shows that 32% of sellers paid some or all of their buyers' closing costs. Now, this may be a negotiation tool that you'll need to move forward to be able to purchase a home. Just remember that there are limits on those closing costs, and they're determined by your lender and by whether or not you're in Mississippi or Tennessee, or even the type of loan that you have. So make sure that you've checked with your lender regarding what's available for you to ask for in seller-paid closing costs. Regardless of the extremely competitive housing market over the last few years, today's data suggests that buyers are gaining back some of their leverage and that it's not as much of a frenzy of a seller's market, even though it still is a seller's market. I want to make sure that you make a confident decision in moving forward to buy a house. Let's talk so I can make sure that you're on the right path to owning your own home. I'm Jeff Jones with eXp Realty. When you want to sell or buy, call me, the Mid-South Home Guy. Have a blessed day.